Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital Recap. Anna finds new evidence. Sonny pressures Justine. Portia panics and more. Tensions were running high in the October 10th episode of General Hospital. Tracy, Jane Elliott, was determined to find out what Ronnie, Erica Slezak, was hiding. Sonny, Maurice Bernard, threatened Justine, Nazneen contractor. Portia, Brooke Kerr, confirmed her pregnancy and wondered about the baby daddy. Drew, Cameron Matheson, tried to pressure Jordan, Tanisha Harper, and Willow, Caitlin McMullen, and Anna, Finola Hughes, made a discovery while searching Liz's, Rebecca Herbst, house. Suspicious minds. When Tracy entered the Quartermain kitchen and remarked on being surprised to see Ronnie still hanging around, Ronnie teased, "Yes, of course I am. It's my house. Monica gave it to me." Tracy pointed out the antique tea set Ronnie was using but didn't own, and Ronnie wondered if they could start over because she was tired of fighting. She urged Tracy to tell her about her sister, hoping to learn more about the Monica she never got a chance to know. Tracy angrily shouted that she wasn't going to tell her anything about a woman who clearly didn't want her sister in her life, insisting that there was no way Monica really left Ronnie this house. "I know what you're doing is a scam," she seethed. "And I am damn well gonna prove it." Tracy then stalked off, leaving a shaken Ronnie behind. At Bobby's, Sonny confronted Lulu about going after Michael with her article, but she argued that she'd just reported the facts. She hoped Michael wasn't guilty, but couldn't report that until it was proven true. As he exited, Sonny grumbled that he hoped she would report that one day. Next, Tracy sat down at Lulu's table and groused about Ronnie before asking what she'd found out about her. Lulu passed over a folder, and Tracy was disappointed because she'd uncovered no dirt on the woman. Lulu suggested Ronnie might just be normal, but Tracy remained suspicious. Lulu suggested that her problem wasn't with Ronnie, but with Monica, but Tracy maintained that Monica should have left the house to Michael, and that Ronnie was clearly up to something. "And if you can't prove it," she declared, "I will." Justine swung by Anna's office, where the commissioner chided her for putting the wrong address on the search warrant for the Quartermain estate, giving the family the chance to tamper with evidence. Justine insisted it was just a typo, but Anna wasn't buying it and complained that it had set their investigation back. Going over the latest developments in the case, Anna showed Justine how security footage cleared Nina but also ruined the alibi Nina provided for Willow. She also noted that Willow used to live at the Quartermain mansion and could have gotten her hands on Edward's gun. As Justine ducked out for a meeting, she promised the commissioner would have her warrant within the hour, and Anna snarked that she'd double-checked the address this time. Arriving at Diane's office, Justine was surprised to find Sonny waiting for her instead. He wanted to discuss her case against his son, but she refused to discuss an open investigation. Sonny warned that if Michael were prosecuted for Drew's shooting, she might never prosecute again. Justine wondered if he was threatening her, but he claimed he was just pointing out her conflict of interest, reminding her of the time she overheard Drew extorting him. Sonny insisted that she couldn't prosecute the case because she's compromised, and suggested she pass it off to one of her other prosecutors. Justine wondered if he was trying to protect her, and he replied, "I'm protecting us." At the hospital, Jordan congratulated Drew on the progress he was making with his recovery, and was taken aback when he informed her that she could help save Curtis. Drew revealed he suspected Curtis was the one who shot him, but didn't want the cops focusing on him, so he asked her to use her influence to push Anna to arrest Michael. In exchange, he'd make sure Curtis didn't go to prison. Realizing that Drew had promised Willow he'd frame Michael so she could get her kids back, Jordan flatly refused to help him with his vendettas. "I don't get it, Drew," she spat. "You almost died, and you were lucky to get a second chance at life. It is sad and pathetic to see you waste it." Jordan stormed out of his room, leaving Drew stewing. Lucas interrupted Isaiah, who was fantasizing about Portia in the hospital break room, and as they caught up, Isaiah reported he was nearly finished restoring the cabin Lucky gifted him. Lucas suggested it would make a cozy romantic getaway spot, and, noting Isaiah's reaction, wondered if he was seeing someone. Isaiah kept it vague, but admitted it was complicated. In the corridor, Portia was disappointed that her test results weren't back yet and asked Dr. Navarro to put a rush on them. Later, the OB at GYN reported back that she was 7 weeks pregnant. Portia flashed to sleeping with both Curtis and Isaiah, and frowned as she confirmed the date. Then Jordan ran into them and complained a bit about Drew before awkwardly apologizing for interrupting and left them alone. Willow assured Liz that it was fine that she'd let Michael into the house so they could have a discussion about Amelia and Wiley, because she would do whatever it took to see her kids again. She then went to work, where she updated Drew that the doctor would soon sign his release. He was excited to get back to their life together. She reported that she was excited to see her kids today, but hearing that Michael had arranged for them all to attend family therapy, Drew warned that it was a trap and worried the therapist would submit a bad report to the court. Willow was willing to take that risk to see her children, especially since turning it down would look bad anyway. He urged her to bring her own witness and suggested calling Martin, but Willow was too absorbed in her anticipation of being with her kids. Michael stopped by Aurora, and Curtis was surprised to see that he wasn't more upset about Lulu's article pointing the finger at him for shooting Drew. Curtis also remarked about the mistake on the search warrant, and Michael was grateful that Monica's sister had caught it. Later, Michael returned home to find Ronnie drinking tea, and she admitted she was still trying to wrap her head around everything that was happening. Michael urged her not to let Tracy get to her and thanked her for helping with the search warrant. She asked if he had reason to be worried, then apologized for sticking her nose in. But Michael explained how Drew had made a lot of enemies in town, mentioning his attempt to bulldoze the family crypt. Ronnie asked about Willow, and Michael went over how their marriage had crumbled when she cheated on him with Drew. Ronnie remarked that she knew all about disappointment and regrets. When she expressed worry about Wiley and Amelia, Michael forcefully declared that he would do anything for them. Their needs have to come before anyone else's, he vowed. Even their was eerily quiet that morning. A deceptive calm before the storm that had been brewing for weeks. The city seemed to hold its breath as Anna Devane stood in her office at the PCPD, staring at the file in her hand. Her instincts told her she had just uncovered something that could change everything. Not just for her investigation, but for everyone in Port Charles. Anna's latest lead came from a mysterious flash drive left anonymously in her inbox overnight. The note attached simply read, "Look deeper. It's not who you think." Intrigued, Anna had the tech team decrypt the files, and what she found was staggering. A hidden recording of Justine Cooper, an ambitious new attorney working with the DA's office, meeting with an unknown figure who was unmistakably connected to Sonny Corintho's world. The audio was grainy but clear enough. The voice on the other end was issuing instructions, not requests. "You'll keep the case away from Michael Corinthos. He's too close to the source. If he digs, it's over for all of us." Anna's pulse quickened. "Justine," she whispered, leaning back in her chair. "What have you gotten yourself into?" She had suspected something was off for weeks. Justine's evasive answers, the sudden shifts in case priorities, the way she seemed to appear everywhere there was sensitive intel about the Corinthos family. But now, with actual evidence in her hands, the puzzle pieces began to fit. Meanwhile, across town at the Metro Court, Sonny Corinthos wasn't in the mood for small talk. The usually calm and composed mob boss had summoned Justine himself. His eyes were dark with fury as he poured a drink, the ice clinking like distant warning bells. "Have a seat," Sonny said, gesturing toward the plush leather chair opposite him. His voice was smooth, almost too casual. Justine sat down, clutching her briefcase like a shield. "You've been busy," Sonny continued, leaning forward, his gaze unrelenting. "Meetings behind closed doors. Calls you think nobody knows about. But here's the thing, nothing stays hidden in this town. Especially from me." Justine tried to compose herself. "Sonny, I don't know what you've heard, but He cut her off with a wave of his hand. "Don't insult my intelligence. You've been feeding information to someone outside the DA's office. The question is, why?" Justine's throat tightened. She had underestimated Sonny's reach. The man didn't just rule the streets, he ruled the flow of information. Every whisper that passed through Port Charles seemed to find its way back to him. "You don't understand," she said finally, voice trembling. "I was being blackmailed. They have something on me, something that could ruin my career." Sonny narrowed his eyes. "And you thought betraying me was the solution?" Her lips parted, but no words came out. She had no defense. Sonny leaned back, eyes still locked on hers. "Here's what you're going to do. You're going to tell me who you've been talking to. You're going to bring me everything they gave you. And you're going to pray I believe you when you say this is the first and last time you ever cross me." The tension was suffocating. Justine nodded weakly, realizing that between the PCPD and Sonny Corinthos, she was standing in the middle of a minefield. Back at General Hospital, Portia Robinson's day had gone from stressful to unbearable. Her phone had been buzzing non-stop since morning, and every message seemed to bring worse news. The hospital board was questioning her decisions about a recent patient case tied to the Corinthos organization, one she had quietly approved without realizing how deep the connections ran. Now, with Anna's investigation closing in and Sonny stirring the pot, Portia found herself in a dangerous spotlight she wanted no part of. She stood in her office, pacing as she spoke into the phone. "I told you, I didn't know who the patient was when I signed off on the transfer. You think I'd risk my license for that?" Trina entered mid-conversation, worry etched across her face. "Mom, what's going on? You've been tense all morning." Portia quickly ended the call and turned to her daughter. "It's just work, sweetheart. Complications from a case. Don't worry about it." But Trina wasn't buying it. "Don't lie to me. Is this about Sonny Corinthos again? Because every time something involves him, people end up in trouble." Portia sighed heavily. "You don't understand, Trina. It's not that simple." "What's not simple?" Trina pressed. "You either stay out of his orbit or you get burned. I've seen what happens to people who think they can manage Sonny Corinthos." Before Portia could respond, her phone rang again. This time, it was Anna. "Portia, it's Anna Devane," the detective said briskly. "I need to ask you about a patient file from 3 weeks ago. Someone transferred under your authorization. His name was Damon West." Portia froze. Damon West wasn't his real name. She knew that now. The patient had been checked in under an alias, and word around the staff was that he'd been guarded like someone's life depended on it. "Why are you asking?" Portia said carefully. "Because that file connects to evidence I found this morning," Anna replied. "Evidence that ties your patient directly to Justine Cooper and a network moving money through shell accounts linked to Corinthos Coffee." Portia felt her heart pound. "Anna, I swear I didn't know. I thought it was a legitimate medical transfer." "I believe you," Anna said gently. "But someone's using you as a cover, Portia. And we're running out of time before this explodes."